Welcome to part 3 of my declutter series. Today we are going to be decluttering bronzers, contours, and highlighters. So far in this year's declutter series, I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff, so I'm really excited to see what else I decide to let go and happy to have a perfectly curated collection. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Heather Eaglin. I love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. If you guys love those things too, then I hope you will subscribe. And don't forget to click the little bell so you can be reminded of all my future uploads. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Bronzer. I have it in the shade Sunkissed. And I've wanted to try this for so long, and I was lucky enough to get it on BoxyCharm, but unfortunately the shade is way too light for me. So I'm going to be decluttering it because of that. Hopefully I can pick it up in the correct shade, but I was so bummed out about that. I just got this week too, which sucks. Here we have the Soul Body Face and Body Bronzing Balm. I have it in the shade Medium. This is one of my favorite cream products in my collection, cream bronzers anyway. I love this so much. I'm almost at the bottom of it. I'm not going to go on and on about it because I did talk about it in a video recently, but this is such a great product. I believe I only paid like $6 for this, and it's one of the best cream bronzers I've ever tried, and I truly could not recommend it more. As for the other two, I have the Rare Beauty bronzing stick in the shade Happy Soul. This is my second one. My packaging is gross. Let's wipe that off. Again, this is one of the best bronzers I have ever used. I love this. It's so easy to blend. It has great pigment, great longevity. I highly recommend this. This is one of my absolute favorites, along with the LYS No Limits bronzer in the shade Motivate. I think this is such a great one too. The same with the Rare Beauty. It's really easy to blend, has a great longevity. If I had to choose between the two, I would pick the Rare Beauty. But honestly, if I had to choose between these two, I think I might pick the Soul Body one. It's great, and it's like a fraction of the price. Next, let's talk about one that I know I'm not going to be keeping. This is the NARS Matte Bronzer in the shade Laguna. I think this is kind of, it skips. It doesn't blend very well. I know this is a product that's been raved about, but I'm finding out I don't really like the NARS cheek products. If you've seen my blush declutter, I don't know if that one's going up first or not, but I also decluttered the blush palette. I just don't think this is a very good product, so this is one I'm going to let go of. Then we have the Give Beauty Pick It Up Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. And I love this. As you can see, I've already hit pan in the cream contour. I will say the only thing I don't like about this is I feel like the pans are really small, and it makes the packaging really messy because your brush kind of makes a mess in it. And I think this is like $25 for this. And I wish they would just sell the contour and the bronzer separately because I like both products. And also the contour is the right shade for me, but the bronzer is too light for me. So if I go up a shade, then my contour is going to be too dark. I'm basically like screwed either way. But as for product, I think this is a great product. And it's one of my favorite contours in my collection. Well, one of my only, in all fairness. I only have two, and I love the other one just as much. But the other one is the Milk Sculpt Stick, and I have it in the shade Toasted. This is a really new to me product, and I've already like got that little hole in the center of it because it's almost used up. This is freaking great. I love this so much. Highly recommend it. It blends really well. I just think it's an all over great product. I'm really glad I got that one. The rest of these I think are all going to be keeps. This is one of my favorite bronzers in my collection. My favorite matte bronzers. This is the Milani Sunlight Silky Matte Bronzer. Well, I have it in the shade Sunlight. The packaging is cheap, but I've gotten so much use out of this, a ton. And when I run out, I wouldn't be surprised if I rebuy it. But it's such a great product. It looks beautiful on the skin. And I'm getting product everywhere, but I highly recommend this. This is a great drugstore bronzer, and so is this one, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have it in the shade Light, and I've hit pan on this one too. This is a really great one. It still smells like coconuts. Such a great product. A lot of people already know about it because this was viral for many, many years in a row, but for good reason. It's a really good one. This is one of my favorite bronzers too. This one. This is the LYS No Limits Matte Bronzer. I have it in 2 shades. I have it in Motivate and Harmony. This is the light shade. And as you can see, I've used the hell out of this. I have the hugest pan in the center, and I really love this. I got it in the deeper shade, and it still works for me. I'm going to use it up, but out of the two, I like this one more for my skin tone. But I just think this is a great bronzer. It's very pigmented, it stays on, and it blends very easily, and I highly recommend. I like a lot of LYS products, actually. And then we have the Natasha Denona Alloy Cheek Duo. It's the Bronze and Glow. Love this one too. This shade's a little dark for me, but I could still make it work. The highlighter is beautiful in it as well. It's one of those like lit from within highlighters. Packs a punch though. I just think this is a beautiful product. Worth the hype. The only thing I don't like about these LYS ones is they don't fit right in here, and I can't fit them properly down in my drawer because it's not deep enough, and that's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Out of bronzers and contours, I have 12, and I only decluttered 2. Now let's get into highlight. There definitely will be more in this one to get rid of. Okay, this is all of my highlighters. There's some really freaking good ones in here, but there's also some really bad ones. Let's start with a bad one. This, I cannot say the name of this. Oh, it's Space Case Cosmetics, and it's Seen from Space A1 or 1A. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and it's really dry and powdery. It doesn't look good on the skin. It looks kind of like blingy, but trust me, it's not a good one. And I'm going to declutter that. One that I really love is, it's the Rare Beauty Mesmerize Positive Light Silky Touch Highlighter. I have it in the shade Mesmerize. I think I already said that. I love this. I've got a huge dent in mine. I don't know if you could, yeah, you could see. This is one of my favorites. But if you're not someone who likes a very, like, blingy highlighter, you won't like this. But it has, like, really teeny tiny small micro glitters in it. I don't think it's chunky by any means. It really feels like silk. Such a great highlighter. I love it. It's one of my favorites in my collection. One I'm getting rid of is the Wet n Wild Mega Highlighting Powder in the shade Mega Glow, I think. Anyways, it's the gold one. No, it's in the shade Golden Flower Crown. These are really beautiful. If you haven't tried the Wet n Wild highlighters, I highly recommend them. This one's too dark for me, but it's also one that I don't reach for a lot. I actually kind of forgot I had it, so I'm going to let it go, but I think this is a great product. If you haven't tried it, you should. This is one of the oldest products in my collection. This is the Bare Minerals Ready Luminizer highlighter and in the shade Shining Moment. Look how gross this packaging is. I'm going to let it go. I have not used this in a long time. At the time this was released, it was a good one, but now it's like a powdery mess. It's not a good highlighter at all. I don't recommend this formula, but this just needs to go. It's so old. Even if it was the best, I'd still get rid of it. Then I have my Game Beauty highlighter in the shade Geo, which is the yellow one. This one is so pretty. I have started to get hard pan in it, but the Game Beauty highlighters are freaking incredible. Do you see how glowy that is? It's such a beautiful pale yellow shade. I really love these. I love their liquid liners as well. I do have an affiliate code in my description box if you guys are interested. Definitely keeping. Here we have my Unearthly Cosmetics and Heather Austin collab highlighter duo. This is the Resurgence highlighter. This is beautiful. We have the shade Renewal and Rebirth. Freaking stunning. I love both of these. This highlighter only works for me as like a blush topper, but it's so pretty, and so is the highlighter. I think they did a great job together. I'm trying to get it to, there we go. They did a great job together with this collab, and I'm so happy that I own it. The highlighters are like duochromes. I think this collection is still available as well. And then we have the Ghost Face of Halloween highlighter from Glamlight. This is really pretty. I like the bottom one the best. It's more smooth than the top one, but these are beautiful. This is one of the smoothest formulas that they have came out with recently, and I enjoy it, so I'm keeping it. Here we have my Ofra and Nikki Tutorials highlighter in the shade Glazed Donut. As you can see, I used this so much, but at the time I also didn't have a lot of highlighters. I do think Ofra has a really pretty highlighter formula, but this is like way too blingy for me. I like a popping highlighter, but I feel like this might be a little too much, and it's really old, so I'm gonna let it go. Here we have the ColourPop Soul Body Hocus Pocus 2 Find the Book Shimmering Body Powder, but it's a highlighter. It's in this massive pan. The packaging is not functional, especially if you're someone who owns a lot of makeup, but I will say the highlighter is really pretty, but I'm going to let it go because I have other palettes that I want to keep that have a similar highlighter. Speaking of those products, I have this one. This is the Glamlight and Michaela Part 2 collection. I'm not saying it the way she says it, but yeah. And this one's really pretty. I'm considering letting it go though, because I can only use 2 of the shades that are in it. And those are really pretty though, but I can't use this darker one. And I know there's got to be someone in my life that will really appreciate this highlighting palette. So I'm going to let it go because this one, the Scooby-Doo Part 1 highlighter is very similar. They're not exact, but close enough to where I'll be fine letting that other one go. Here's the green. And here's the pinky purple. They're duochrome highlighters. So pretty. I really like the Glamlight formula, but if you don't like highlighters with a lot of glitter in them, you won't like the formula. And then we have the Friday the 13th highlighter. I really like this one. This is from Glamlight also. Such a good one. I'm going to use this finger because the other one has makeup remover on it. But this is such a smooth formula, and it's so freaking pretty. It's such a wet look on the face. It's a duochrome. It's like a purple to blue. So pretty. And I just really love it. These are still in stock. I highly recommend you check them out. Okay, here I have the Glamlite Mimosa highlighter. This used to be one of my favorites for inner corner highlight because it's like that yellow color. And I think this is a really pretty highlighter, but it's too too dark for my skin tone. And I have another one that I'll show you in a little bit that's my new favorite for inner corner. So I'm going to let this one go. But I think I'm going to keep the Pina Colada one. I really like this one. It's so pretty. It's like your everyday kind of color, and it's just absolutely stunning. I don't know. It's a smoother formula too than some other newer stuff. This came out in 2021. It's a bad year for me, but that's for another video. But this was a great product. Here we have my Unearthly Cosmetics Get Groovy highlighter. This was in the large summer mystery box, which is back in stock. And if you were eyeing it, I suggest you snatch it up. I love this highlighting duo. We have Slick and In Your Dreams. This one's more yellow and this one is more orange. One of them is more smooth than the other as well. But those are stunning. I love them. This one is my favorite. It's like a fiery yellow orange. It's so freaking pretty. Definitely keeping her. This is one of my favorite highlight products. This is my Blend Bunny Cosmetics Noctilucent Highlighter. This is the one I was talking about that I said would replace this highlighter. I use Enlighten for an inner corner highlight a lot, but all of these are good. These are beautiful colored highlighters, but they are a more chunky formula. If you don't like glitter in your highlighters, you will not like these at all. But I love these. These are so bam in your face. They're beautiful on the eyes and the face. And which ones did I swatch? I just think they are great products. Oh, I love them. Look at those ones. So freaking pretty. They're all like duochromes. The only one I don't get a lot of use out of is Dreamlike, but it's still really beautiful. Which one? Oh, let's do the blue. So pretty. I already did Far Out. Sorry guys, I keep getting mixed up. And here's Phenomena. So pretty. Look at that. Oh, it's so icy. And then we'll do Dreamlike. This one's too dark for me. I have to use it as more of a blush topper. It kind of reminds me of that shade in the Resurgence palette, but so freaking pretty. I really want to try the Bella Beauty Bar highlighting palette that she has. I can't remember the name of it, but I've heard a lot of great recommendations for that one, and I would love to try it, but I am definitely keeping that. This is the Juvia's Place liquid highlighter in the shade Ivory Light. It's really pretty. It's more of like that lit from within kind of highlighter. It blends away. I'm thinking about putting this in my primer drawer. I like a little bit more of a blinging highlighter than that, so I think I'm going to use it as a mixing medium for foundation. But if you don't like glittery highlighters, or you like the more smooth types of highlighters, I think you might really enjoy this one a lot more than I do. This is one of my favorite Glamlite highlighters. This is my favorite Glamlite highlighter actually, and they no longer sell it. This is the Glamlite Sugar High, and it's messy because I never remember to close the cap, but this is one of the prettiest gold highlighters that I have in my collection. Look how freaking beautiful that is. Let me smooth it out. There you go. Look how wet that looks. It's such a pretty, like, natural highlighter. I just freaking love it. I think it came in one of their foodie boxes, but they should bring it back. It's one of the best they've ever done. I have these two ColourPop highlighters. They're the Super Shocks. I have it in the shade Lunch Money, which looks like this. It's like the blushes, if you've seen that video. They're really squishy. I love the shade Lunch Money. It's a very natural looking highlight, but very beautiful. And I'm definitely keeping this one. And I also have the shade Felicity. This one I think I'm going to let go. Glittery highlighters aren't typically my favorite type of highlighter, but 9 times out of 10, if I'm wearing a colorful one, it's going to be glittery, and I don't really care because I'm wearing a colorful highlighter. Obviously, I wanted it to stand out, but when it's a natural color like this, I don't want a glittery highlighter, and this one is very glittery. Very. And it's beautiful, don't get me wrong. It's just not my favorite. I don't know if I said this is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Felicity. It says right on it that it's glitter, but I'm going to let this one go. Then we have the Fenty Beauty Diamond Balm in the shade How Many Carats. I haven't been using this very often lately, but I seen someone's video talking about it, and it looks so pretty, and I've decided I'm going to keep it, even though I don't know if I'm going to get much use out of it. If I don't, I'll just declutter it next time around, but I want to keep it for now. We'll see. This is another good one. This is the Glamlite Frosted Flakes highlighter. I love the packaging. I know some people hated it, but I think it's awesome. I love it. The highlight is beautiful as well. It's so pretty. Such a beautiful one. It's very in your face. Not as much as the Ofra one, but you can like sheer it out as well. But I just think it's beautiful and smooth, but still glowy. We're down to the last 5. This one is brand new to me. This is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Glow. I have it in the shade Champagne Glow. It's a cream stick highlighter, and it's so pretty. I love it. It's a little dark for me, but if I sheer it out, I can make it work on my face. Absolutely beautiful. I would like to check these out in store. I got this on BoxyCharm for like way cheaper than it actually cost, but I love this. I love the formula. It's really, really good. Then we have these two from Lethal Cosmetics. This one came in broke. This is part of that Teresa is Dead collab, the second one. And I don't remember anything about these, to be honest. They're kind of powdery. The green one is really pretty, but I think I'm going to let these go. I don't use them. And that green one is really pretty. And I have a feeling someone might really love that white one too. So I'm going to let them go. Okay, this is the Beetlejuice Makeup Revolution Handbook for the Recently Deceased. The reason I have this highlighter is because when my girlfriend and I first moved in together, she used to write me notes and leave them for me in the mornings. She still does, but I know she's awesome, ain't she? But the book she used to write them in was this notebook, and that's why I bought it. I told you I have a shopping problem. These are actually really pretty though. And that's why I bought that, because it reminded me of that, and I loved the idea of having a piece of makeup that reminded me of it. But I don't ever use this. I'm going to put it in my declutter pile, but I might put it in like our keepsake box because I have issues, but I might declutter it. I don't know, but it's going in the declutter pile. And then we have the Complex Culture Highlighting Duo in the shades Lucid and Afterglow. These are really pretty too, but I have not reached for these. That one came in broke and I fixed it, but they're really pretty, but I'm going to let these go as well. Now let's do our final count. Okay, so I have the final numbers For highlight, I kept 17 and I got rid of 10. And for bronzers, I kept 10 and got rid of 2. I did decide to add these back into my keep pile. This was part of the Teresa's Dead collection from Lethal Cosmetics. I really love this green one, and the white one's pretty too. It would work good for an inner corner highlight. Plus, I have the palette and the 2 blushes, and I'm just not ready to part with them yet. So I decided I'm going to keep them. But I think I did pretty good. I ended up decluttering 12 products and keeping 27. I know that's still a lot, but I got rid of a lot more than I thought I was going to be honest, especially since I didn't plan on doing any declutters at all. But thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up on your way out. And if you haven't done so yet, I really hope you will subscribe. Until next time, though, bye.